so you can check the public records. All right, let's talk about the VA. So the VA is a one-step process. Now, again, you think about the VA, you think, wow, VA, government agency, entanglements, red tape. I'm here to tell you that's not the case. With the VA, all you do is check the website. And here comes the website. There it is. So here on the VA website, it says, here's Eagles Chase, accepted without conditions. Okay, so here's what's different about the VA as opposed to the FHA. Remember, over here on the FHA website, we see Eagles Chase, but it had been approved at one point, and then it expired. When you're on the VA approved list, once you're approved forever. So Eagles Chase got approved. They never got unapproved. All right. The other thing to remember about the VA is this. With the VA, there's no condo questionnaire. If you're on the approved list, we'll see it at closing. Okay. There's no questionnaire to obtain. All the paperwork related to the questionnaire was done whenever this approval was gotten. So on the list, see you at closing. I do want to make this point. That's the VA rule. That's the way VA rules are written, that you do not need a questionnaire. Now, I will tell you that that doesn't mean that there aren't some lenders out there that have what's called an overlay. In other words, this is the rule that the VA sets out, that if it's on the approved list, you don't need a condo questionnaire to take the loan to closing. That doesn't mean that some lenders aren't nervous about that, and as a result will require a questionnaire and have, whatever set of rules they want to apply to it. Maybe it's the FHA rule. I know that it exists, and without mentioning names, there are some big lenders out there, some of them with veteran in their name, that do get the questionnaire, even though it's not necessary. It's probably the result of a high delinquency experience with condominiums. So as a result, they're doing that. Okay. I can tell you that we as a lender don't. I think the majority of lenders don't, but be very careful. If you've got a VA buyer and they go into a transaction and it's a condominium, and you know that it's on the approved list and it's being rejected because someone obtained a questionnaire, just take them to a different lender. Take them to a lender that follows a little more strictly that VA rule, and you'll be able to get your deal to closing. So you definitely want to be careful about that. All right. So again, knowing this, checking this website, and I can tell you, I should probably bring up, this is in Lawrence Township. There is a condominium in Trenton, the one that's right across the street, right across the road from the ballpark there, where the management company for the association didn't know that they were on the approved list. I had a veteran was interested in one of those units. So I looked it up. It was on the approved list. We let the listing agent know, hey, this is on the VA approved list. And the listing agent said, let me check with the homeowners association. The homeowners association checked with the management company, and the answer came back, no, we're not on the list. Oh my gosh, they were on the list. So at the end of the day, we had to kind of make a little wager that, I'll approve this person and they'll agree to buy it conventionally, but I'm going to process it as VA first. And if it doesn't fly VA, then we'll definitely close conventionally. And of course, we got it through VA. So you really have to be careful. People don't know these things. And let me just point this out. If you take a look on the screen here, you'll notice that, here's Eagles Chase, the address, and it just says Lawrence Township, New Jersey. And what will often happen is this, and I actually did it, if you noticed, at the very start. So when I go to search, people have a tendency to do this. They'll put in the county, Mercer County, New Jersey, and they'll look it up. And these are, you can see, are in alphabetical order. I don't see Eagles Chase. I don't see Eagles Chase, and I don't see Eagles Chase. I guess we can't do a VA loan there. The problem is this. So, and by the way, Twin Rivers Lake, I know we just said Twin Rivers was a PUD, but there is a section that's a condo. Well, let's just take a look. Notice in this listing on the site, it lists the address and the county. If you go to Eagles Chase, notice that whoever input the data, they did not list the county. And we've experienced this where people have said, oh, we can't do a VA loan there because we checked the site and it doesn't appear. Well, they searched incorrectly. Don't search by county. You really got to go by the name, all right? Because not every entry has the data field of county filled in. So if you search the county, you're going to come up empty, but there it is. It's accepted. So, it's tricky. And look, you really need to know these little tricks. Okay. So VA, one-step process, check the website, see it at closing. All right, let's talk about the USDA for a minute. I know this is a loan that's not available everywhere, but it's we just had some USDA people here last week, and one of the things they said was, I forget what the percentage was something like 76% of the land mass of the United States is USDA eligible, but that's probably only about 15% of the population in that land mass. But anyway, the USDA is a terrific loan, and it's a two-step process. So step number one is to check the USDA website. Let me just grab this address, and we're going to check. Please note that that says Trenton right there. You probably know where I'm going. I'm going to check this website to see if it's in a USDA eligible area. And here we go. And look at that. Let me zoom in so you can see it for sure. It's right on the border. But there it is. This address is located in a USDA eligible area. Okay, so I'm going to buy this condominium that looks like a PUD that's got a Trenton zip code, and I'm going to do it using the USDA program. Yes, we are. So here's how USDA works. Number one, step one is it in an eligible area? It is in an eligible area. Okay, step two, check any list. Meaning if that condominium is on the FHA list, and in this case it's not, or if it's on the VA list, in this case it is, the USDA doesn't maintain their own list. But what they do is they'll accept anyone else's list. So if you're on the VA list, approved, you're good. If you're on the FHA list, approved, you're good. And oh, by the way, the USDA does not require a homeowners association questionnaire, unlike the FHA. So if you're in a USDA eligible area and it's on the FHA approved list, then you can go to closing without the questionnaire, unlike the FHA itself. With the VA, you just follow that VA rule. You just go to closing, okay? So is it in an eligible area? Check any list. If it's good, we'll see it at closing. All right? So how does this win you listings? Well, first of all, it's important for you to know all the available financing types. And this is something that you go into. You do your homework before your listing presentation. You're talking about a listing for a condominium. And oh, by the way, condominiums, with the state of, the inflated home prices right now, condominiums are becoming more and more popular. First-time home buyers, it's more and more becoming sort of the entry-level home purchase. for people because they are a little bit more reasonably priced. Okay, so do the homework before you go to the listing appointment. Know what the financing options are. Okay, the more financing options that are available that you can advertise in that MLS listing, the more people that you're going to get. And it's basic supply and demand, right? The more people that are eligible to buy it, the more offers you get. The more offers you get, the higher the price, the faster you sell it. This is your opportunity to really, show off your knowledge. The more bidders, the faster you sell. The more bidders, the higher price. And isn't that the holy grail? Hey, I can sell it faster and at a higher price. Why? Because I did my homework. Okay, I did it beforehand, and basically I outsmarted my competition. Okay, let your condominium expertise show. Okay, this is going to be impressive. I would venture to say that, if you're doing your homework and you've got, Eagles Chase, that's kind of a home run. Look at this. I'm going to open this thing up to a lot more potential buyers than any other listing agent might do. That's going to really help you shine in the eyes of that potential seller. Okay. You obviously want to provide all the other ingredients of a good listing presentation. All right. You want to be prepared. You want to have good looking materials. You want to have a strong CMA, a process. We've talked about that in earlier classes. You've got to have a good process, a good script, a good outline for your listing presentation. So do all the other ingredients well. And then, to the extent that other agents are coming in, if they're talking to more than one agent that are also making good listing presentations, condo knowledge is what can put you over the top and show off your expertise. Okay, everyone's going to have the basic elements. That deep condo financing knowledge is going to put you over the top. If you're wondering, hey, I've got this listing appointment, I really want to know, I'm unclear if this is a PUD, if this is a condo, I'm unclear about what financing types are really available, you can always call me to assist. All right, folks, we're at the end. I was kind of rambling there. Let me see if there's anything in the chat. Okay, I don't see anyone else. Anyone have any questions before we wrap up? So, folks, we're on class 19. We've been doing this for a little more than 19 weeks. There was some weeks during the holidays that we took off. But, if anyone want to jump on and tell us, unmute and tell us about anything that they've learned, they've actually put into practice, I would love to hear from you, or put it in the chat. Anyone? Okay. Well, trying for interaction. I really want to thank everyone for joining me. Again, keep me in mind. This really is powered by your referrals. So please keep me in mind. Who do you have needs a mortgage pre-approval? Who do you have has mortgage questions, wants a smooth, easy ride to closing, it doesn't feel like they're being well taken care of by their mortgage loan officer? Those people would be wonderful referrals for me. I would love to talk to them. And I promise that what you see here on this Zoom is what your clients get in practice. They get an education, they get comfortable with this process, and so that everyone shows up at closing with a smile on their face. That's always my goal. So thanks everyone for joining, and we will see you next week.